The moment the FBI knocked on my door, my life flipped on a dime. I still feel the chill of that knock seeping through my skin. Their badges caught the light, shimmering with authority, as they questioned me about Jake. Jake, my own brother. They accused me of signing his power of attorney, a betrayal sharper than any knife. My heart pounded as I stood frozen, scrabbling for words, for clarity. Shadows of our family's toxic legacy whispered in my ears, suffocating me. How had I been blind to Jake's ambition? Goosebumps prickled my arms, a heavy dread settling in my stomach. "What do you mean?" I stammered, voice trembling. The agents exchanged glances, their expressions hard, unwavering. The tightness in my chest was suffocating. I could almost hear the collective breath of the world around me, a tense silence hanging in the air. Suddenly I was spiraling, stuck between defending myself and wanting to protect him. I tried to shake off the weight of their accusations, but it clung to me like a fog. My pulse raced. Was this real? Had I really been that naive? One agent leaned in, their breath tainted by the stale air of the hallway. "We have reason to believe he's been involved in something bigger, something darker." Ice flowed through my veins. "You have to understand." But what did I understand? Fear danced at the edges of my mind, a frantic whisper, begging me to look closer. A memory bubbled up, Jake's smile fading into the shadows, replaced by an intensity I'd never seen before. My back suddenly tingled, like I was being watched, the weight of unspoken truths pressing in around me. "Call him," I blurted, desperate. A wave of disbelief rolled through me as I grasped the phone. The silence was deafening. He wouldn't. But what if he would? My hands trembled, the device slipping slightly from my grip. I felt them, those icy fingers of dread, creeping back up my spine. Would I find a brother fighting for his freedom, or a wolf in sheep's clothing? I dialed. It rang, each tone echoing the fear pooling in my gut. What more was lurking beneath the surface? Each ring drummed louder, each second stretching between us, taut like a wire ready to snap. This was just the beginning. And then, without warning, the line clicked. "Hello?" Jake's voice, smooth yet uncertain. My breath caught. I was about to dive headfirst into chaos, and I wasn't sure what awaited me on the other side. "Before you go on, let me tell you something. A lot of people have been saying that YouTube, out of nowhere, unsubscribes them from the channel. Take a quick look to make sure the red button is on. That way you won't miss any of the videos still to come. And while you're at it, hit the like button, because it really helps me keep bringing you stories like this. Oh, and tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'd love to know." "Yeah, it's me," I said, voice shaky, helpless. "Listen," Jake interrupted, urgency thick in his tone. "You need to—" "What?" I choked out. "What's happening?" And then he said it, a confession so raw, so life-altering. I didn't just ask for the power of attorney. I needed it to protect us. I'm in deep with people you don't understand. Panic clawed at my throat, a vice tightening around my chest. Protect us? From what? I had thought I knew him. I thought he was just my brother. But my heart sank as he revealed his secrets. Money laundering, a dangerous gang. "No," I whispered, dread washing over me. I stumbled back, cold sweat crawling down my spine. I wanted to scream, to deny. "You're lying." But his voice was steady, filled with a darkness I had never known. "I'm not. I needed you to sign it or they'd hurt us." "Hurt us?" The line crackled with tension, silence heavy. The truth slithered through my mind like poison, dragging everything down with it. Had I been living with a stranger? I can't do this. My hands trembled, my legs turning to jelly. You should have told me. His voice was steely now, angry. I told you to trust me. Trust? My heart hammered wildly, regret and betrayal roiling inside me. Everything flipped. I wasn't sure if Jake was a victim or a villain. Each tick of the clock felt like a countdown. I need to think, I breathed, panic rising. But the unsettling truth hung in the air. Don't hang up, he urged. But I cut him off. The weight of his words crushed me. My world spun in chaos. Had Jake always had this darkness? What had I missed? Silence engulfed us, and I felt it. Danger, betrayal, the incomplete puzzle of my life crashing down. What do I do now? I whispered, not just to him, but to myself. And the line stayed silent. I felt the world tilt beneath me. Jake's confession echoed like a siren in my ears. I couldn't breathe. You needed it to protect us. My mind raced, heart pounding. The words were strung together, but their meaning twisted into a nightmare. Then came the shattering truth, a voice breaking through the haze. And the real reason I needed you? He paused. Dad, our father, he's the one you should be scared of. An icy wave surged through my veins. What? He's involved too, in ways you can't imagine. I never wanted you caught in this mess. My stomach churned violently. All the family dinners, the laughter, the lies. They choked me now. You're lying. I wish I was, he snapped. He's deep in this, and they're coming for him. For us. Why didn't you tell me? I gasped, every syllable thick with betrayal. I thought I could shield you. I was wrong. The silence fell like a hammer. A vicious knot twisted in my chest. One truth splintered everything. Our lives, our trust. Could I still see Jake as my brother? Or was he stained by darkness? I don't know what to believe. My voice cracked. Don't hang up, Jake pleaded, but I wanted to scream, to cry, to end this madness. The weight of honesty pressed down as I whispered, "What do we do now?" And all I heard was his ragged breath. The line crackled with urgency. Was I ready for this? For the truth that could destroy us both? I waited, heart racing, breath shallow, as the silence stretched. Jake's hesitation lingered like a thick fog. My gut twisted tighter. "What are you hiding?" I demanded, voice barely above a whisper. He hesitated. "You weren't supposed to find out like this." Find out what? A cold sweat dripped down my back. Dad, he's not just involved. He's been the mastermind. The power of attorney. It was never about protection. It was about covering his tracks. Nausea surged. What? That can't be true. Every lie I thought I knew, they all lead back to him, Jake said, voice trembling. He's in a hole I can't pull him out of. Each word struck harder than the last. I stumbled, clutching the wall for support. So all this time, he's been using us? Yes. And if we don't play his game, we're both in danger. A chill crept up my spine. I had trusted him, believed in our family's facade. No. Please, you need to listen. Jake's urgency pierced through my denial, but I felt the earth quaking beneath me, a world I thought I knew crumbling. A shadow shifted in my mind. The memories of my father, warm and comforting, darkened. Why did you keep this from me? Because I had to, his voice cracked. I was scared of losing you. The weight of betrayal pressed down, suffocating. You couldn't trust me after everything? The pause hung heavy. I didn't want to drag you into this nightmare. My hands shook. I couldn't fathom the truth. What do we do now? But the question hung in the air. The silence filled with unspoken dread. Jake's breath on the other end felt like a ticking clock. I heard footsteps behind me, the door creaking open, and panic surged. "Please don't." My heart dropped. "Who was there?" "Look behind you," Jake shouted. I spun, but it was already too late. The shadow loomed larger, and the room closed in. Was our father's chaos about to consume us both? Everything froze. The answer danced just out of reach, leaving me gasping in a whirlwind of confusion and fear. The shadow loomed closer, filling the doorway, and I froze. My breath hitched in my throat. A figure stepped into the light, revealing a face I knew too well. "Dad?" My heart dropped. "What are you doing here?" "Shh," he hissed, glancing over his shoulder, urgency crackling in the air. "They're following me." Everything I thought I understood shattered. Rage boiled within me. You're behind all this." He stepped forward, eyes wild. "You have to listen. I was trying to protect you, both of you." "Protect us?" I spat. "You've put us in danger." His voice dropped, trembling. "That money you saw? It's not what you think. I was just trying to fix my mistakes." Mistakes? My mind spun. "You've dragged Jake in too. He didn't even know." "That's what I was trying to prevent," he said, desperation clawing in his voice. "You should have never answered the phone." I felt the walls closing in. What does that mean? Because now they know. They'll come for him, for you. We need to leave. Now. Panic surged, choking me. Leave where? Trust me. The pleading in his eyes twisted my insides. I stumbled back, my world tipping. Why should I? I cried. "You're a liar, a coward." Silence stretched, heavy with truth. The betrayal cut deeper. "You've been using us all along." His gaze hardened. I had no choice. It was either them or us. Ice coursed through my veins. The line between family and danger blurred, and I strained to breathe. What am I supposed to do now? But the doorway felt like a trap. The reality loomed. Would I stand with him or against him? A chill rushed through me as I looked between my father and the phone, the truth anchoring me in dread. There were monsters lurking, and I wasn't sure who they were anymore. And then the floor creaked. Footsteps echoed behind me. My heart raced, confusion swirling. What was I leaving behind? "Please," he urged again, terror flickering in his eyes. But all I could manage was a ragged breath, and a whisper of doubt hung in the air. Who could I trust? My heart thundered, confusion closing in like a vice. Daddy's here. But the shadows hung heavy. What do you mean, protect us? His eyes darted. They're coming for us. Who? I snapped, anger boiling. You're the one putting us in danger. Don't you see? You don't understand. His voice cracked, desperation in every syllable. Then it hit me. You're lying, I gasped. This was never about us, was it? It's about you. He stepped back, the realization slamming into me. You were never supposed to find out. Not like this. Behind me, a flicker of movement. The air turned thick with dread. Uncle Tom, I whispered, my skin prickling. I felt cold steel on my neck. Hello, darling. The voice was smooth, chilling. Time to end this family affair. My breath caught. I had no idea who to trust now. My heart dropped when I heard that voice. Uncle Tom? Panic sliced through me. I wanted to scream, to run, but my legs felt like lead. He stepped closer, a smirk creeping across his face. Such a nice family reunion, he taunted. Why are you here? I demanded, throat tight. I'm here to clean up your father's mess, he said, cold and smooth. And you have a choice. Join us or get out of the way. Confusion overwhelmed me. Join who? What mess? Your mother, he smirked, eyes shining with a deadly intent. You were never meant to find out. She's the true mastermind. All this chaos, it's her plan. My breath caught. What? No. The world blurred. My stomach twisted, icy dread washing over me. It couldn't be true. You're lying. Am I? He challenged, his grin widening. What lies behind the facades? You think this is just about Jake? Think again. Every secret in our family leads back to her. Stop. I gasped, shaking. This can't be happening. The air thickened. I felt the walls closing in, hot and suffocating. My father standing behind me, a hollow shell. Jake's name echoed in my head, betrayed. Uncle Tom leaned in closer, menace dripping from his words. Do you really want to know the truth? I couldn't breathe. Dad's chaos, Jake's secrets, my mother's hidden past swirled together, pulling me into a vortex of disbelief and anger. Make a choice, sweetheart, Uncle Tom whispered, the darkness pooling around him. No escape. I felt trapped, the options swirling like smoke. What was safe? Who was innocent? And the silence pressed down, heavy and suffocating. How had it all come to this? Tell me, I cried. But he just laughed, an ugly sound. I stood frozen, the weight of revelations crushing me. What now? Did I even want to know? I stood there, breathless, heart hammering against my chest. Uncle Tom's smug expression twisted my stomach. You think you can just walk in and threaten us? I spat, rage bubbling. But then he leaned closer, voice low, maliciously smooth. You don't know the whole story, do you? Your mother, she's the one who set this all into motion. The lies, the chaos. I felt cold sweat break out along my spine. What are you talking about? His eyes glittered. She ordered Jake to get the power of attorney. He didn't know. It was a play all along. Stop. My voice cracked as confusion morphed into disbelief. She needed someone to take the fall when things went south. That someone is you. Shock washed over me, choking me. No. I staggered back, nausea surging. From my father's silent expression, I felt horror tightening around me. You're lying. As I met his gaze, something shattered. The love for my family twisted into betrayal. You've been lying all along. His eyes blackened, shame flickering behind them. I didn't want you here when it all came crashing down. A deafening silence fell, thick and suffocating. Uncle Tom's words circled in my head like a vicious drone. I faced my father, and the silence screamed of his complicity. What had I missed? How deep did the deceit go? Why didn't you tell me? I whispered, my voice breaking. But all he could manage was a pained look, and suddenly I felt utterly alone. In that moment, solid ground vanished. Everything I knew twisted into chaos. I don't know what to believe. And then, a creaking sound echoed from the hallway. Were there more shadows waiting for us? Would I escape this web of lies? My heart raced as I realized this was only the beginning. My heart raced, a drumbeat of pure terror. Uncle Tom's smile sent ice slithering down my spine. I could barely breathe. What else are you hiding? I gasped, the words barely making it out. Then, in a voice trembling with fear, he whispered, You're going to have to choose, darling. It's either family or your life. And our mother, she's not just the mastermind. She's the one who put the hit out on you. I froze, horror crashing over me. What? I didn't want to believe it either. But it's true. She's been planning this all along. The world blurred, nausea rising as betrayal twisted my insides. You're lying! No, he shouted, desperation creeping into his voice. You need to understand. If you stay here, you're in danger. Footsteps thundered outside. I felt the ground shift beneath me. What are we going to do? Silence wrapped around us like a noose. I looked back at my father. His eyes held a storm of regret and fear. Tell me the truth! But the darkness loomed, the weight of it suffocating. Are you with us? Uncle Tom urged, urgency dripping from every word. I trembled between them, fear clouding my thoughts. Would I betray my family or join them? And there it was, the door flung open. Chaos erupted. The room trembled with tension as Uncle Tom's threat swirled in the air. I turned, breaths ricocheting between anger and fear. You're wrong, I declared, my resolve hardening. I won't let you manipulate me any longer. My father's gaze met mine, the plea in his eyes shining through the chaos. Please, we can still fix this, he whispered, voice cracking. But then something shifted. In the linear movement of our confrontation, a bond, strained yet resilient, sparked within me. A choice to break the cycle. I'll protect Jake, not you, I stated, the words solid as steel. And just as the door burst open, flashing lights stormed in, sirens blaring. The chaos erupted anew, but I felt a rush of clarity amidst it all, a fierce determination to escape this twisted legacy. Run, both of you, I shouted. Dad hesitated, but Uncle Tom's threatening posture drove me forward. Now! We sprinted, heart pounding, breaths echoing with urgency. As we burst into the daylight, I held on to hope, a shred of peace in the storm. We could redefine our story, together. If you want to be part of the journey that unfolds next, you need to subscribe now. This is the moment to show your support, and don't wait any longer to share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think will happen next? Press that like button to help the algorithm keep these stories alive. And share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this conclusion. If you liked my story, keep going and watch the next one that's appearing now. I think it will move you too.